What's going on YouTube? Today, I'm gonna take y'all through my current supplement stack and exactly when I take each supplement. Okay, so I sprawled out all of my supplements that I'm currently taking on the counter, and I'm gonna break down each individual supplement, explaining kind of what it does and when I personally take it throughout the day. Now, quick disclaimer, you absolutely do not need to take supplements to make progress in your fitness journey. Supplements are exactly as they sound. They're meant to be a supplement to proper nutrition, okay? So in other words, if your diet isn't in check, like you're not following a structured way of eating, I wouldn't suggest throwing a bunch of supplements into the mix. Now, you'll notice too that a lot of the supplementation that I go over today is actually more so health supplements versus sport specific supplementation, okay? Like things that just help to upkeep your overall good health, okay? So first things first, in the morning, because I like to train fasted, so I typically train within like the first few hours of me waking up. I just hydrate and I'll have some caffeine. Now normally, okay, I have my black coffee in the morning, which is instant coffee. It's not really high in caffeine content. And then I'll have some form of like a pre-workout, okay? Whether it's an energy drink like a Monster, which the 0-calorie Monster is my go-to, or an actual pre-workout. Now, since we moved out to the country, it's not as accessible for me to just, go down to the supplement store and get what I need. So I ran out of pre-workout, and Kara actually had this product. I don't know if you can see that. OxyShred, right? So the OxyShred passion fruit. This is actually meant to be like a fat burner, but when it comes to fat burners, like I don't want to say that they don't work, but they're a little bit over glorified in my opinion, because ultimately what you're getting from a fat burner is just a stimulant, okay? And that's the exact reason that I'm taking this as a pre-workout, because it has caffeine content in it. Now this is really small writing, so I'll put the caffeine content on the screen here. But I know it's very low, okay? Which is something that I've worked very hard over the years to achieve, which is trying to bring my overall caffeine intake down. But this is what I'll usually have, and I'll have this fasted in the morning if I don't have, like, again, a regular pre-workout or an energy drink, okay? But make sure, another quick disclaimer, make sure that you're properly hydrated if you are gonna train fasted and you are gonna have some form of caffeine in the morning. Otherwise, it's just not a good recipe, okay? So after I've worked out and I've had my first meal, which, like you guys have seen currently on my mini cut, one of my go-tos is my egg rice, okay? So after I've had my egg rice, the first things that I actually consume is a multivitamin, okay? So let me get the zoom on that. This is Vita HD by HD Muscle. This is a very high quality product, and all of HD's products are very high quality, okay? The price obviously reflects that, but in my personal opinion, you should never cheap out on supplements, okay? And the kind of caveat to that is that when you get these types of supplements, a lot of the times the recommended dosage might be a little bit higher than you actually need. For example, something like this, they recommend that you're having 5 capsules per day, okay? And I'm willing to bet that that's targeted towards like a 6'1", 200+ pound bodybuilder, right? Because HD, it's known for its kind of bodybuilding background. But for somebody like me, who's 5'4" and currently like 162 pounds, I don't need that much, okay? And the reason I'm saying this is because I've actually experienced myself, not only with Vita HD, but with other vitamins, multivitamins in the past, that when I consume the actual recommended dosage, I'm just peeing neon all day, okay? Meaning like my body is actually just secreting a lot of the contents of what I'm consuming via the supplement. Now, of course, there's a lot of factors that will, play into that, and having excess vitamins and minerals isn't gonna kill you, but in this case, it's more of like a budgeting thing where like I'm trying to get the most out of this product without breaking the bank, right? So for me, I typically take 2 of these a day. I only take 2 of the capsules. I find that I do notice the benefits of, you know, having increased energy, less brain fog, and just feeling overall better, because when it comes to multivitamins, it's pretty much like a blanket, right? Like it's a blanket. It's not something, there's a smaller dosage of each individual vitamin or mineral in a multivitamin, right? So you're not getting something in very high dosages, which is why like I choose to also supplement with other things. But anyways, after first meal, Vita HD or any sort of multivitamin is what I first take. Next, I will take vitamin C. So we just got the Jameson one, the chewable. Honestly, it's probably not the best product on the market, in all honesty, but it does taste good and the whole family can consume it. So even my kids is like, it's a big thing when it comes to vitamin C, because of course it helps to keep your immune system up, but it also helps with digestion, okay? So everybody in the house, this is a product that everybody in the house can stomach or can take, right? Because I also have another vitamin C product that's a much higher dosage than this 500 milligrams, but it's basically just like a bland capsule, right? That I can consume, and I usually do leading up to a show, because vitamin C is a huge part of my protocol when it comes to peaking for a bodybuilding show. But this product is 500 milligrams, and again, everybody in my household can take this. Like, it tastes good. This flavor is, what is this? Peach, juicy white peach. Okay, you can get this at Walmart. To give you perspective on the dosage that I'm taking, I'm currently taking about 1,500 milligrams or 1.5 grams, which equates to 3 tablets of these vitamin C, this vitamin C supplement. Okay. Next, this is a huge one. Okay. This is one that I strongly believe, with all of the research that I've done with it and the experience that I've personally had with myself and with clients, this is probably the most underrated supplement on the market. Okay, so this is, let's get the focus. This is vitamin D3. Okay, so it's liquid vitamin D3, and it's actually a spray. Okay, so actually I haven't taken it today, so I'm probably just gonna take it now. So when it comes to vitamin D3, this specific supplement is 1,000 IUs per spray. Now, why do you care about that? Well, if you look at all of the other products available, at least in Canada, you're not gonna find anything higher than 1,000 IU, and the vast majority of them are going to be in like tablet form, which like the dosage that I'm gonna suggest right now is very difficult to consume via tablets, right? It's annoying to pop all these pills. So if you notice, I just took 6 sprays, okay? It's currently March, we're supposed to be in spring, but you could probably see in the background, it's still snowing outside. But in and around springtime, I will have my dosage of vitamin D3 anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 IUs. Okay, throughout the summer, I don't go any less than 6,000 is like the bare minimum that I'll take year round. But to give you perspective, in the spring, I'll usually have 6,000 to 8,000 IU. In the summer, I'll bring it down to 6,000 IU. And then going into the fall and the winter, I ramp it back up. Throughout the winter, I usually have about 10,000 IUs per day. Okay, now believe me when I tell you, this will have a drastic impact on your mood, on your sleep, and your actual potential to grow. Okay, if your main objective is to build muscle. So vitamin D3, it is a fat soluble. Okay, so you want to have this with not only just a meal, but a meal that's going to be higher in fat, which is why I have it typically after my egg rice, because there's 3 eggs and butter in that meal. Which is, you know, a higher fat content that will allow me to absorb more of this vitamin D3. Now, next one, this is actually a brand new bottle. We have an open one in the fridge, but this is omega-3s, okay? So I chose to get the liquid omega-3s. It's disgusting. It tastes like shit. But for me personally, I don't care. I'll take a tablespoon and I'll throw it back, okay? And I get more bang for my buck with the liquid than I do with the capsule. Now, needless to say, if you do opt in for a capsule, it's not gonna kill you. I took capsules for years, but again, when it comes to budget, this is gonna be the most budget friendly. It's not gonna be the most pleasant to consume, but Omega-3s are very essential to overall health and well-being. Okay, not only your joints, keeping your joints lubricated and working properly, it also helps with brain and bodily function. Okay, so I'm willing to bet a lot of people, especially in North America, are actually deficient in omega-3s as well. Next up, this is actually, so this stack I will take right before my first meal. Okay, so before my egg rice, as an example, I will always take this stack. So this is ATP veggie greens, okay, or what is this? Greens and Reds Whole Foods. Anyways, it's like a greens powder, right? So it's basically just more vitamins and minerals. And then I mix it with a scoop of glutamine. Why won't it focus? L-glutamine. Okay, I've literally been taking all max L-glutamine since I was like 18. In my opinion, it's the best bang for your buck. It's the most simplest form, because a lot of these products, you'll find that they add complexes and add this and add that, and like it's a bunch of BS, to be quite frank, because when it comes to things like L-glutamine, you just need it in its simplest form. So I'll take usually a half scoop of this, because this stuff is pretty condensed. I've taken green supplements in the past that don't have as high of contents as this one from ATP, and then I'll take a scoop of the L-glutamine, which is 5 grams. Okay, then I'll mix it with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then I'll put about a cup of water into that, and that's immediately before eating. And the reason I take that immediately before eating is to prime my gut to absorb the nutrients from the food that I'm going to be consuming, okay? Because a lot of people will typically take L-glutamine for muscle recovery, which is not wrong. That's absolutely L-glutamine will absolutely help you to recover faster, right? When it comes to your muscles and like muscle soreness and stuff like that. But a thing that most people don't know about L-glutamine is it actually helps to fortify your gut wall. So that's why I take it in the morning fasted before my first meal, and I usually mix it with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and some greens, okay? That's that. Now, during my workout, okay, intro workout, there's 2 things that I will take, okay? Whether if I'm weightlifting, like resistance training, I'll take an EAA, okay? So this one is by PVL. It's an EAA plus BCAA. Now, in my personal opinion, BCAAs can become redundant and wasted, because if you're in like maintenance calories, or you're in like a growth phase or a bulking phase, you're probably getting enough BCAAs from your food. Because you get BCAAs through a lot of different types of foods, like meats and plants, right? So if you're eating enough food, chances are you're getting enough BCAAs. But when it comes to the EAAs, okay, so the essential amino acids, not the branched chain amino acids, the essential amino acids, this is actually something that will benefit you, whether you're cutting, you're bulking, or you're just trying to maintain, okay? Now, needless to say, BCAAs will help you in a cut. They'll help you to retain muscle mass in a cut. But again, if you're getting, you're probably getting the idea that I'm a budget guy too. I'm trying to not break the bank when it comes to my health and fitness. So I always opt in for an EAA versus just a BCAA, because that's something I could take year round, okay? And I'll stack that with my creatine. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably heard me speak about creatine monohydrate very highly. Let's get the focus. This one is the All Max 1000 gram. I usually buy it together with my glutamine. Because again, best bang for your buck, in my opinion. And I've been taking creatine, guys, for legit like a decade, okay? You do not have to cycle off of creatine. The only way creatine can actually negatively impact you, from at least all the research that I've read into, is if you're dehydrated, okay? Which is why a lot of these supplements, they'll put the warning labels on of like cycling on and off. It's because the vast majority of people are dehydrated. They're not drinking enough water, so they're not able to flush everything through their system, and their body's just not even operating properly, okay? So when it comes to creatine, simple monohydrate. Again, just like the glutamine, what I was saying, don't buy into these marketing tactics of like, added BCAAs or added this or added that. You don't need added anything. You need a simple creatine monohydrate. You do not want a complex. Doesn't matter if it's All Max or another brand. Just make sure that it's just simple creatine monohydrate, okay? For me personally, I take 1 scoop of this a day, which is 5 grams, okay? Again, I'm a smaller guy. I don't need that much creatine. If I am in competition prep, I will ramp that up to about 10 grams, you know, deeper into my prep. But for me, I take 5 grams of this, and then usually a scoop of the EAAs, okay? Now that is if I'm resistance training. I'm sorry if I went off on a tangent there, but if I'm not resistance training, and I'm doing like just a distance run or just, you know, stretching mobility, something like that, I will opt in for something like this. And to be honest with you, this is like one of the only products that I actually purchase from Vega, okay? It's a hydrator. This is an electrolyte supplement, and I will stack it with my creatine, okay? And this is just something that, again, helps to keep you hydrated. So you don't even necessarily have to be doing any sort of like crazy physical activity to be consuming a product like this. So this has been super clutch, and I actually just introduced this when I started my marathon prep for the Toronto Marathon back in May of 2023, or well, that's when I ran the marathon, but the 6 months or 8 months leading up to the marathon, that's when I started to introduce electrolyte supplements into my regimen. Now, outside of the Vega one, there's another one for all of my Costco goers. It's called BioSteel, okay? And I think it offers maybe like 30 or 35 of the packets, because these just look like this, okay? It's just a little packet of powder. But the BioSteel ones taste 10 times better than the Vega, in my personal opinion. And you can buy them at Costco, okay? So we actually found them on sale. I think they were like $18.99 or something like that, which, like, you know, something like this, the Vega, when I bought this, I think it was around like 30 or 40 bucks for the box, okay? So any savings you can get, of course, take them. But that is essentially intra workout, okay? So if I'm resistance training, it's an EAA plus creatine. If I'm doing distance running or just any sort of recovery activities, it'll be a hydrator, like an electrolyte supplement, and creatine, okay? Now, quick note about creatine and glutamine, and honestly, pretty much every single supplement that I'm talking about today, it doesn't really matter when you're taking them, okay? Of course, you don't want to be dehydrated, and a lot of these things will upset your stomach if you are on an empty stomach and you're not accustomed to taking them. But do not stress too much about when you're taking these supplements, okay? The important thing is that it fits into your schedule, into your regimen, and that it's supplementing a good diet. Now, onto recovery, okay? So I have 3 more supplements to go over here. Perfect by Perfect Sports. So this is their whey complex, okay? It's not the isolate, it's a little bit higher in calories, carbs, and fats. So per 1 scoop, 35 grams, you got 130 calories, 2 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and 24 grams of protein, okay? Seeing as I'm not actually in competition prep right now, I'm not like, you know, really crunching the numbers on my macros, something like this is awesome because it tastes really good. This is the triple dark chocolate. It's something that Kara enjoys. And you know, it's a lot more cost friendly than buying isolate, because when it comes to isolate versus complex, isolate is going to cost more because it's simply going through more processes, okay? They're refining it more to take out all the carbs and the fats and the lactose and stuff like that to make it pretty much just protein, okay? But this is an amazing product, okay? I've been taking Perfect. I actually, funny story, I bought this by accident. I thought I was purchasing Diesel, but I ended up buying Perfect instead of Diesel because it's pretty much the same branding. It's the same company, but the difference is this says Perfect and then the isolate says Diesel, okay? So I'll usually take a scoop, sometimes 2 scoops of these a day, depending on like how I am with my protein for the day via like the rest of my meals. And then, okay, so this is something I usually take after I've had like a very long run. Like if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I attempted a half marathon on my birthday on a whim. Okay, I made it to like 18 kilometers and my body just completely fried out on me. But this is the second product, or like the only other product that I buy from Vega. It's backwards. I hope it changes when I actually upload this. But it's the Vega Sport Recovery Accelerator. Okay, so this is essentially like protein and vitamins and minerals and amino acids that will help with your recovery. Okay, each packet has 27 grams and 80 calories, okay? It doesn't taste the greatest, but I can attest to this, that taking things like this for recovery actually helps quite a bit, okay? Now, if you notice, the box is pretty full because I don't take it very often. Again, I only take it when I have like either a very long distance run, or if I'm going into a new training split and my body is still kind of adapting and I'm getting like severe DOMs, okay, like I'm getting really sore, then I'll throw something like this in at night to help me recover. Now, last but not least, zinc and magnesium, okay? So this is the product that I take. It's Mutant ZM8, and per one capsule, there's a bunch of things here, but for my magnesium, okay, you're getting 150 milligrams per one capsule, and then 10 milligrams of zinc per capsule, okay? Now this is hands down one of the best hacks when it comes to getting quality sleep and actually helping yourself to wind down. I find that a lot of people do know about magnesium and they do take magnesium, but zinc and magnesium work synergistically. Okay, so they really complement one another. And for me personally, on average, I'm trying to target about like 300 to 350 milligrams of magnesium a day, and then about 30 milligrams, 25 to 30 milligrams of zinc per day. Okay, now with 3 capsules of this, that gives me exactly what I need, a little bit over. Most nights, in all honesty, I take about 2 of these. Okay, and on nights that I know I'm a little bit more wound up, I need to wind down a little bit longer, if you may, I'll take 3 capsules, okay? And I usually consume my zinc magnesium 20 to 30 minutes before bed. Now, quick heads up about zinc and magnesium specifically. If you take it on an empty stomach, it might upset your stomach, okay? So it's probably best that you have a meal within, like, I'd say like an hour to 2 hours before consuming this, okay? That way it doesn't like give you gas or upset your stomach in any way. But yeah, the zinc magnesium, I will take 2 to 3 hours before bed. Now, some of you might be thinking, why don't I just pop melatonin and you know, use that to help me fall asleep? Which in extreme cases, yes, I have recommended to clients in the past, but it is not something that I'm privy to. I do not like recommending people to take melatonin just because it is a natural occurring thing in your body, right? Like your body naturally produces melatonin. So like anything else, if you start supplementing something that naturally occurs in your body, your production will start to come down and you will build a little bit more of a dependency on that supplement, okay? So this is why I would rather opt in for zinc magnesium 20, 30 minutes before bed versus popping the melatonin to fall asleep. That is my current supplement stack. As you know, as I progress and change my goals, like maybe even go back into another bodybuilding prep, I'll show you guys how that evolves and changes. But this current stack, I'll stay on pretty well year round. Again, I have to mention that like supplementation is not meant to overtake your diet. It shouldn't be the pinnacle of your diet. It's there to supplement proper nutrition. So in other words, if you can get your nourishment from food, like fruits, vegetables, meats, grains, if you can get all of your nourishment from there, you don't need to take any of this stuff, okay? This stuff is a luxury, it's a want, it's not a need, okay? I have to really mention that, A. B, if you're earlier on in your fitness journey and you're more or less just starting out, you probably don't need most of this stuff. If there's anything that I could recommend to start, if you're really just starting out on your fitness journey, it would be vitamin D3 and creatine, because those 2 things will have the most immediate impact on your overall health and your performance. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. And if you want more videos like this or want to see more videos like this, subscribe and leave some suggestions in the comments, because your boy is on the road to 100 videos in 2024. For now, Coach Cruz is logging off. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, and all the protein. May the gains be with you.